All right, Mr. Taliaferro TV, how's everybody doing out there? Yes, we are finally here, ladies and gentlemen. A series that we thought we'd probably get in the conference finals. We get it around early this year. The Houston Rockets and the Golden State Warriors are ready for a rematch this time around. The Houston Rockets do not have home court. Golden State's got home court. And we expect the Warriors to be a tough out. They are the two-time defending NBA champions. We also expect the Rockets to be a tough out as well because they've got something to prove, this Warriors team, ended their playoff hopes last season. Let's get into this highlight. I'm ready to go. All right, out the gate here. Good game early, and it was a good game late. You'll enjoy this highlight. Kevin Durant. Y'all know him. His name is Kevin Durant. He scores there. Other end, he was answered by James Harden, who drills the three. Early on, we had a lot of turnovers from the Warriors as Steph drills the three, and a lot of missed shots from the Rockets, which kind of balanced out and made it a good game. Towards the end of the first here, Steph Curry fighting. Good pickup here from Tucker, but it ends up in the hands of Kevin Durant off the switch, and he drills the three in the face of Clint Capella. Let's move on to the second here. Chris Paul's got an answer. Chris Paul struggled in this game. He drills that three there, but it was a struggle for him. We'll talk about him more shortly. James Harden drills the three. It's a three-point game here. Midway through the second, Klay Thompson's got the mismatch. No. Klay Thompson drills the three. Right in his grill, too. Other end, Warriors trying to get away. They're up 8. James Harden will have none of it. He drills the three. 6-point game here with about 45 seconds to go in the second. The Rockets start to make a run. Nice pump fake from Chris Paul. Had Draymond all over the place, and he drills the three. And it's a 3-point game here with 30 seconds to go in the half. Now Harden with the steal. Again, a lot of Warriors turnovers. And the Rockets start making shots. Harden to Eric Gordon. Eric Gordon had a really good game. He drills the three. It's 61-58 here in the third quarter. Rockets were tied up again. Another three-pointer from Eric Gordon. He was only 4 for 13 from the three-point line, but he made some clutch baskets for the Rockets. Now, Chris Paul believed he got fouled. He'd be slow in transition, and Kevin Durant get right past him and with the dunk. And now Chris Paul would come back upset about how the game is being officiated. Thought he was fouled right there. He probably was. He drilled a three, but didn't get teed up, so that's one technical foul for Chris Paul. Again, Warriors trying to get away. They're up 9 again. Eric Gordon will have none of it. With the and one there, Eric Gordon almost losing it. He gets it to Nene. Good catch by Nene. Eric Gordon comes back in bound. I thought that was a violation. He'd score. It's a 4-point game. 92-91 with under 5 to go in this basketball game here. Kevin Durant's like, I'm about to take over. Y'all must forgot who I am. Y'all know who I am. I'm Kevin Durant. 2 there from KD is 94-91. A turnover here by the Rockets in transition. Klay Thompson to Iguodala, who had a good game. Andre Iguodala had 14 points. He started in this one. Other end now, Eric Gordon again. Another one of those big threes. Eric Gordon had 27. Kevin Durant on the other end scoring over James Harden. There's nothing James Harden can do with Kevin Durant in the post. The Rockets are down 5 with 40 seconds to go. James Harden goes and one right at Klay Thompson. James Harden had 35. It took him 28 shots to get there. Now the Rockets need to stop. They're not going to get one. Steph Curry drills the three right in the face of Nene. 103-98 with 23 seconds to go. This game is over, right? Not so fast. Harden's going to dunk it home for 2, 3-point game. All the Warriors have to do is get the ball inbound, and the game is pretty much over. Make their free throws, and it's over. Kevin Durant would turn the basketball over. It's a 3-point game. The Rockets are going to get a chance to tie this thing. James Harden, no. Eric Gordon, out of bounds. Chris Paul will get mad at the officiate and get thrown out of the basketball game, ladies and gentlemen. Look at this again. He claims he was fouled by Klay Thompson. I think he had another valid point. The Houston Rockets would lose game 1. And I'm not sure if they could get another game like this in Golden State. That might have been their game to win. You're talking about the Warriors, who had just lost their previous 2 home games in Golden State to the Clippers. The Rockets failed to make it 3. I talked about Chris Paul. He had 17 points of 5 for 9 shooting. I didn't think he was aggressive enough. And James Harden finished with 35 points on 28 shots. While on the other end, you got 35 from Kevin Durant on 25 shots. Steph struggled from the field, 18 points. Draymond Green did have a good basketball game as he had 14, 9, and 9, and the Warriors go up 1-0. Quick thoughts about this game. You know, I thought for the most part, Kevin Durant was the difference maker. You know, the Rockets had pretty much figured out the Warriors schematically. Steph was missing some shots. Steph was in foul trouble as well. Had to sit a few minutes out with some fouls. I thought Klay Thompson was in his own head. Klay Thompson made some big plays, but he also had some frustrating shots as well. By the way, Klay Thompson's battling some serious ankle issues, but he gave it a go and he helped his team win. But I thought the difference was whenever the Warriors needed a basket, Kevin Durant was available for your basketball team. I was just talking to one of my friends. I was telling him, you know, the Warriors offense had switched. You want to know why the Warriors are not blowing teams out like they used to? They don't play that style of basketball anymore. That's when Steph Curry and Klay Thompson are leading your offense. When it's running through Steph and Klay, they're making those threes. They're blowing you out. You know, those third quarters are usually blowouts. Right now, this is more of a slow, methodical way they're going to win basketball games. But I could argue just as dominant, they're running their offense through Kevin Durant. So this is more of a sustainable approach to winning basketball games. They're just putting Kevin Durant in the post. And there's pretty much no one out there. Either A, you don't have the foot speed to stay with him on the perimeter, and he knows that. So you get a bigger defender on you, like a Clint Capella or a Nene. He can just shoot over them. Or you put him in the post, and look at that Rockets team. It's Tucker, Harden, and Paul. They're perimeter guys. And Gordon sometimes, he's got the height advantage, a lot of height advantage on all of those guys. So pretty much I think the difference with this Warriors team is they're really running their offense through Kevin Durant at this point. And that's why you see a team like the Clippers come back and beat them from 31, because it's not the old offense we're used to. If Kevin Durant's struggling, most likely this Warriors team is going to struggle. In the past, it was more of an all-around game. Now, I think long-term, I don't know which style you want to play here, but that's what they're running right now. That's been their style for a long time this season. And, hell, they're in the second round and they're up a game on the Rockets. Swing over to the Rockets here because Chris Paul did get ejected because he thought he got fouled, and he had been arguing a lot throughout the game, and James Harden had argued some as well throughout the basketball game over fouls or non-foul calls. I thought the Rockets got fouled a few times. I thought those Warrior defenders, if you watch the game, you know what I'm talking about. I thought those Warrior defenders were going under the legs of some of the Houston Rocket three-point shooters, like James Harden and Chris Paul, because they get more lift than a guy like Eric Gordon does on his jumper. Eric Gordon and Klay Thompson don't get a lot of lift on their jumpers, but when you got guys like a Steph Curry and James Harden and Chris Paul, they need lift, especially Harden. Harden more than anyone else. His jumper is pretty much all lift. He's getting shots off with defenders right in his grill. He needs that lift to get that shot off, and he's getting undercut a little bit. I thought the refs kind of let it go a lot. And I'm torn, right? That's a tough job for referees. These are some of the best shooters in the world. I'm talking about Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, and Kevin Durant. And on the other side, James Harden, Chris Paul when he wants to, and Eric Gordon. These are scorers. These dudes are hoopers. They can put the ball in the basket, right? It's tough to officiate these guys. These guys can get their shot off on every possession down, no matter who's in your face. Meaning, if you brush up on them, like most guys around the league, if you brush up on them, you can force them into passing or a very ugly shot. With all 6 of those guys I just named, they can get a good shot off of them and make any shot over any defender in the league. So guys are trying to close that space. They don't want you to be able to land. But it is technically a foul, and I think that really will be the difference in how this series is called, right? That one call, like our refs calling that foul, because James Harden got to the free throw line a lot, but there was like 7 or 8 free throws left on the table that he could have had in game 1 that were just none calls. So that's the difference in game 1 to me. And Kevin Durant, for me, just Kevin Durant and the non-foul calls. If they're not going to call those three-pointers, those fouls on those three-pointers, the Rockets can't win this series. It's as simple as that. It just depends on how the games are officiated, I guess, game to game. Congratulations to the Golden State Warriors on winning game 1. They're up a game now, and they will watch and sit back and watch as Portland and the Denver Nuggets will kick off their series soon, and they'll see who they got to play, if they can get past the Rockets. I'm sure they're focused on Houston, but obviously keeping their eyes on that other series as well. I'm out. I came from nothing, but I want everything God has for me. I interview celebrities. I talk sports. I still represent the culture.
I got the kids. who are now tuned in.
Yo, we locked in right now, Mr.
Taliaferro.
Mr. Taliaferro.
Shout out to Mr. Taliaferro.
You're watching Mr. Taliaferro TV.
Mr. Taliaferro TV. Here with the triple B's, you can't do nothing but win.